Barbra Streisand's life didn't start with fame, glamour, or privilege. It started in a small apartment in Brooklyn, filled with hardship and quiet sadness. She was born in 1942 into a Jewish family that had once lived comfortably, but everything changed when Barbra was just a year old. Her father, Emanuel Streisand, died suddenly from complications tied to epilepsy, a condition people didn't understand back then. Instead of telling her the truth, Barbra's mother said he died from working too hard. That lie stayed with her for years. She became scared of pushing herself too much, scared of ending up like her father, and confused about what really happened. That one moment would shape a lot of her thinking as she grew up. Her family lost everything after her father's death. They moved in with her grandparents in a small, crowded apartment where there wasn't even a couch to sit on. Barbra didn't have her own bedroom until she was 16. She had to share a small space with her brother Sheldon. Life was rough, and there wasn't much love at home. Her mother, Diana, was cold and distant, struggling with depression. She didn't say, "I love you," and Barbra felt like she had to fight just to be seen. Her mother showed love by feeding them, not through hugs or kind words. This emotional distance left Barbra feeling empty, always craving attention and care that never came. Things got worse when Barbra was 8. She had been sent to camp, a place she hated, and when her mother came to pick her up, there was a man sitting in the car. It was her new stepfather, and Barbra had never met him before. No one told her about the marriage, and suddenly, her whole life changed again. To make things more confusing, her mother was already pregnant with a new baby. Barbra tried hard to get along with her stepfather. She called him Dad, brought him his slippers, and stayed quiet to avoid trouble. But none of it worked. He didn't accept her. He favored her stepsister and constantly compared them. No matter what she did, it wasn't enough. With nowhere to turn at home, Barbra found comfort in music. She sang on the steps of her building and at local events. Her voice was beautiful even as a child, a natural soprano that caught people's attention. But even then, her mother didn't believe in her dream. She told Barbra to get a normal job, something safe, like being a typist. But Barbra knew that wasn't what she wanted. She didn't want safe. She wanted more. By the age of 16, Barbra was living on her own. She worked small jobs just to survive. One of those jobs was as an usher for a theater production of The Sound of Music. While working there, she heard about auditions for singers. She decided to try, and although she didn't get the part, the casting director told her to add singing to her resume. That moment gave her the push she needed. She began singing at nightclubs, including one in Greenwich Village that catered to a gay audience. It was a bold move at the time, but she didn't care about judgment. She just wanted to sing. Her performances started getting attention. She had something unique, her voice, her humor, her honesty. Around this time, she even changed the spelling of her name from Barbra to Barbra, removing the extra A to stand out. It was her way of taking control, of building a brand that was truly her own. But it wasn't easy. Barbra didn't look like the typical star. People criticized. Her nose told her she needed plastic surgery. Many believed she'd never make it in Hollywood unless she changed her appearance, but Barbra refused. She believed her talent mattered more than how she looked. Her nose was part of her identity, part of her heritage, and she wasn't going to change that for anyone. That choice made her even stronger in the eyes of her fans. She wasn't trying to be perfect. She was trying to be real. She didn't just want to be a singer. Her goal was always acting. She looked up to performers like Billie Holiday and Edith Piaf, who brought emotion and depth into every word they sang. Barbra saw singing as a way to get into acting. She knew it would be harder, but she wasn't afraid of hard work. Her big break came in 1960 when she performed at the Bonsoir nightclub in New York City. She opened for comedian Phyllis Diller and quickly became a crowd favorite. People loved her Brooklyn attitude, her jokes, and most of all, her voice. Critics started paying attention. Leonard Harris, a well-known theater critic, predicted that Barbra would change the music world before she even turned 30. He was right. Barbra's early acting career didn't go smoothly. Her first role was in a stage production that closed after just one day. It received bad reviews, but Barbra didn't give up. She kept going, working harder, singing more, acting, whenever she could. Her determination paid off in a massive way. She didn't just become a star, she became a legend. Over the years, Barbra won almost every major award in entertainment. She took home 2 Academy Awards, 10 Grammys, 5 Emmys, 4 Peabody Awards, 9 Golden Globes, and even the Presidential Medal of Freedom. She was celebrated not just for her voice, but for her power, her vision, and her refusal to follow anyone else's rules. She didn't fit the mold of a typical star, and that's exactly why people loved her. Her success was about more than just talent. It was about strength. It was about getting up after being knocked down. It was about standing on a stage and singing your heart out when no one believed in you. It was about staying true to yourself when the world wanted you to change. Barbra Streisand showed people that you could be different and still be great. Even now, at 82, Barbra's story continues to inspire people. Recently, her son opened up about her life in a way that gave fans a new view of who she really is. Behind the music, behind the movies, behind the awards, she's still that little girl from Brooklyn who lost her dad too early, who felt unloved, who had to fight for everything. She's still someone who understands pain, who knows what it's like to be pushed aside, and who used all of that to build something amazing. Her story is not just about success, it's about emotional survival. It's about the strength it takes to keep going when no one is cheering for you yet. It's about the quiet power of staying authentic in a world that keeps asking you to fake it. She made it to the top by being exactly who she was, and that's what makes her story so powerful. Barbra Streisand didn't just sing songs, she lived them. Every lyric she sang felt like it came from a place of truth. She didn't need to pretend. She didn't need to put on a mask. Whether she was on stage or in a film, she brought her whole self to every moment. And that's why her fans never left her. They saw the real person behind the fame, and they connected with her because of it. There's something timeless about a person who refuses to give up. Someone who pushes through rejection, heartbreak, and criticism without losing their soul. Barbra is that kind of person. Her journey proves that even when you're born into struggle, even when the odds are against you, you can still rise. If you stay honest, if you work hard, and if you never let anyone tell you who you're supposed to be. If her life teaches us anything, it's that greatness doesn't come from a perfect past. It comes from refusing to let that past define you. Barbra Streisand turned her pain into power, her silence into song, and her differences into something unforgettable. She didn't just break barriers, she ignored them completely. And in doing so, she became one of the most iconic figures in the world of entertainment. So, what do you think is the most powerful part of Barbra Streisand's story? Is it her rise from poverty? Her fight to stay authentic? Or the way she turned pain into purpose? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that button, subscribe for more stories like this, and share it with someone who could use a little inspiration today.